facts and facts and facts and facts.
All right. So Jeff here just wanted to go over a couple things about the Redbreast as I was discovering in my research. So they all say they're sherry aged, but the Lustau is the only one that actually says how long, and that's a full year in sherry casks. The other ones say they're bourbon aged and sherry aged, but they're really not clear about how long they are in each. So I wonder if, maybe less than that, since the Lustau has the most sherry flavor. I did see that the Lustau is at least 9 years old, generally around 10. So it's not really a young whiskey. It's more just the fact that they have different aged ones together, is my guess, is why there's no age statement on it. I did also see that, so Redbreast and Green Spot are the oldest pot-stilled single distillery whiskeys in Ireland anymore. And they've been doing that for quite a long time. For a while there, Redbreast seemed like it might go away, but they kind of stepped up their game and brought things, to where they are today. So yeah, just giving you some information about that we discovered and that you might want to know. Thanks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. Jeff had to bow out for health concerns. See, we're all getting old, and as we get old, we have health concerns, and we kind of had to have Jeremy kind of had to bow out. He's not going to be on the episodes as often. Ed, for health concerns, is going to be on way less episodes. And Jeff has some health concerns coming up now. So, they're all buddies of ours still. They're all friends of ours still, and you'll still see them pop up whenever they can. But our ranks are thinning out, and that's kind of the reason why you've seen more solo episodes. So, but anyways, we raised our glasses to all of them, and this week we got Lustau, the Redbreast Lustau. Now, the thing that confuses me about this is, I don't understand the difference between this and some of the other Redbreasts out there, because the other Redbreasts talk about how they're finished in sherry casks.
I think I'm going to do a poem about sherry.
And this is finished in sherry casks.
I think there's a small difference, Mark. I was actually reading one of them earlier. It's some of them are matured in sherry casks, and then the other ones are finished in sherry casks. So like this one is actually finished in the sherry cask.
Yeah.
So there's a slight difference there, I think. One of them actually sits in the sherry cask for a good amount of time.
Okay.
And then it is finished off in a different cask. And this one is actually a no-age statement like you were telling me before.
Yeah.
But it's actually finished in the sherry cask, so it has a little less flavor when it comes to that.
Actually, I think this one might have had more time in a sherry cask, because when you taste it, you'll see that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, so I don't know. But this was done with an agreement with a winery, and they so the winery provided special sherry casks for this to the Redbreast distillery. But this is their Lustau, and as Gabe mentioned, this is I believe the only NAS Redbreast no age statement, and I kind of wonder if, like, I think 12 is the youngest Redbreast available, and I'm wondering if maybe this Redbreast is maybe a little less than 12. So I don't know. The fact that it doesn't give an age statement, it always makes you fear the worst. So to you distilleries out there, if you don't put any age on your whiskey, we fear the worst. We think that maybe you're going a year, maybe you're going 2 years. I think for Irish whiskey, I think it has to be 3 years. I think
3 years.
3 years.
I'm sorry.
But it's 2 or 3 years is the minimum. I don't know. Look at the text at the bottom of your screen. But anyways, yeah. So it's this is the 4th episode of our Redbreast deep dive series, Redbreast Lustau edition. So let's see, on the nose. I'm getting a lot of floral.
Yeah.
A lot of floral.
Yeah, it's way different than anything that we've had, the past 3 weeks. This is much different.
Yeah.
Although I've noticed as well that even though there is floral accents to this, the nose on there is just extremely light compared to the others. The others, I noticed.
Well, we're also doing it
right away.
We're also doing it, and notice last week with the 21 year we did
That's true.
a Glencairn glass, where here we're doing our Nerds Drink Whiskey glasses, which have a much wider thing.
This is true.
This is why you pretty much if it's glassware for wine, it's going to work really well for whiskey. Wine and whiskey tools are pretty much the same. So, and that's why
wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker.
It's you pretty much use the same stuff. So it's don't worry about getting things if you're out there trying to buy the proper glassware for your whiskey tasting with your friends. Just get wine stuff. It's the same stuff. Some people may charge more for the whiskey for some reason, but it's the exact same stuff.
Yeah, that's all they're banking on in that regard. It's just it's glass. It's just for whiskey.
It's for somebody. It's for somebody that doesn't know. It's for somebody that's new to being a whiskey snob and doesn't really know any better. That yes, the wine stuff and the whiskey stuff is the same. So now I think it's time to introduce our buddy Dark Helmet. And so Dark Helmet, do your thing.
Ludicrous speed!
Gabe, what's your thoughts?
I'm really surprised by this one, especially with it being a no age statement, but they did really well with this. It's got a really nice taste right off the bat. I know the last few weeks I've been saying, I got kind of a creamy feel, a little bit the last few weeks, but this actually, it's all over the place, creamy and smooth, right when I taste this. And maybe that's because of the fact that it spent, that much time in the sherry cask or whatever it is. This is really good stuff, man.
Now, I noticed with this, you get a much creamier mouthfeel, much creamier taste.
Mm-hmm.
The mouthfeel is a lot easier, but that finish, the finish is what makes me think that this is maybe the youngest of the Redbreast. Maybe they went a little bit less than the 12 years on this. And like I said, maybe I'm just feeling that because it's an NAS, and with NAS I always fear the worst. If it's NAS, if you don't feel brave enough to put that age on there, then we're gonna think that it's extremely young. So this tastes kind of, I would actually even go as low as 6 years on this. But the finish isn't as great as the other Redbreasts that we've tried. But the taste and the mouthfeel is phenomenal on this. So this if it was aged a little bit, the price would probably go way up. But I would really be interested in if you got a Lustau 21 year. I think I'd be in heaven.
So how's it been? Heaven. It's absolute heaven.
That's just what I was thinking. I would like to actually see how this would come out at, if they did a Lustau at a 12, a 15, or even a 21. That would be something seriously heavenly, because this right now as an NAS is not bad as is. Yeah. But you give it some more time in the barrel, another 6-10 years in the barrel, and watch what happens then.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So, anyways, we want to know what your thoughts are on any of our Redbreast episodes this month. Please go back, start at the 12-year episode, and go to the 15, go to the 21, and then in this week's Lustau. And also, that's how I think the order you should try Redbreast. Anyways, next week we're going to be doing the Redbreast 12-year cask strength, and then of course our grand finale, the big blind taste test. Can we tell the difference without seeing the boxes and labels? Can we tell the difference between these? So,
that's going to be the big challenge.
Yeah. So, anyways, see you next week for another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey Redbreast Deep Dive.